I'm George Michael, and I hope you'll listen without prejudice. My main objective in making this album was just to make an album which was completely my own. I think until now there's always been some compromise. I mean, very definitely with Faith I had to move away from the public perception of me was with Andrew in Wham. I think that if I'd made this album after, for instance, the last Wham album, I don't think people would have accepted it from me. I think there's always a matter of timing that has to be involved. If you write a song, you want to feel that it's not going to be bypassed because of people's perceptions of you. People have to be ready for what you're going to do, and now I think they are ready for this album. So I made this album purely with the goal of making a great album. I wasn't thinking in terms of who would buy it, who would listen to it. I think I was fairly confident that it was going to get a hearing, whatever I did. I'm George Michael, and I hope you'll listen without prejudice. I think I've come to realise that my only real conviction is with songwriting. I see my career with Wham and my career solo till now as being a kind of apprenticeship.
This is the year of the building man. Your television takes a stand, and you find that what was over there is over here.
I think it would be safe to say that I was confident that making an album this time that pleased me entirely would be at the same time making an album for everyone else.
If you've got something to say, why don't you say it? If you've got something to give, why don't you give it to me?
With this album, the lyrics tended to come first, definitely. The inspiration came from the lyrics rather than melodies. I think probably until now I was a little bit reluctant to tell the world what I felt about certain things. But also I think as you get older you form your opinions much more strongly, they kind of crystallise. I'm George Michael, and I hope you'll listen without prejudice.
And it's hard to love. There's so much to hate. Hanging on to hope when there is no hope to speak of.
I think I could very much say that George Michael is a different person now to the person that wrote the songs, even on the last album, let alone the earlier albums.
These are the days of the empty hand.
What I think will make me happy now is to feel that I'm recognised for constantly trying to push what I'm doing musically. Music is completely about your emotions. You take music and use it to amplify what you want to feel. Of course it changes people's lives. It will always change people's lives. think one of the beauties of writing is that your interpretation, the listener's interpretation, can be completely off, but really means something to them. That's the point. And I think that's another very strong reason I felt that there shouldn't be any kind of visual interpretation of the song, which is why there's no video. And I think that more and more, as video advances, people's way of listening to music becomes far less imaginative. And not just less imaginative, I think it's done a disservice, because the best music is always open to interpretation and open to complete emotion, and you shouldn't have a storyboard running through your mind when you're listening to it. It should mean something different to each person. I really feel that with this song. I felt when I finished it that I really didn't want to lay down something for people to make messages clearer, because maybe my messages would be not as strong as the ones they'd feel themselves, you know.